Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is beginning of the month of May, Tarot Oracle reading, and Pisces, you are the star of this astrological insight. If your sun sign is not Pisces, we all have a little bit of Pisces in us somewhere. If you do have your birth chart, which house is Pisces in, that's where this energy will show up for you. This is a general reading, so parts may or may not resonate, and it's also a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it at this time, it's the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been a while since I posted this, what was going on in your life then? That might give you further clarity as to your situation now. All right, we have transition coming through. This is the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck, representing the energy for the reading, and it's the transition. So this card's been coming up a lot. Sometimes people get afraid when they see this card. They think, oh no, death. But it's actually talking about one cycle ending and another cycle beginning. It's not meant to talk about physical death. This energy is also talking about like the Grim Reaper's coming through town. The Grim Reaper is not meant to be an evil character either. The Grim Reaper is meant to, it just represents this transition for a lot of cultures around the world. And the older person here is trying to barter with the Grim Reaper and say, we don't want you to come through. We don't want your change. We don't want you coming through town. Can we, will you take money? Will you take this? No. Change is coming, whether you like it or not. And that's basically the underlying energy these days. There's a lot of change happening in the world. There always is, but there's a lot happening in the third dimensional world of politics and that type of energy. Like there's just a lot of change, a lot going on around the world with the leaders of the world. That's how I'll put it. And then we also have this energy here of these two young children that are offering a flower to the Grim Reaper, and this is representing the bloom of new life. This is death and rebirth, basically. The king has been trampled. This is not meant to represent a king, actual king being trampled. This is meant to represent systems being broken down. There's cracks showing, there's change happening. There's, where all the places where there needs to be change are starting to show up. The truth is coming out. This energy here is talking about there is light at the end of the tunnel, though. This can also represent in an individual's life where maybe you all of a sudden just decided, there was something you've always loved to do, a hobby or whatever that is. And all of a sudden one day you woke up and you're just like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. And everybody's shocked, including you, but you just don't. You never thought that day would come. We have the justice energy. So justice is talking about, justice is coming from the spiritual realm down to the physical. And it also is talking about redemption from karma. So justice, she's wielding her sword here. And she has this banner behind her. This represents the veil between the spiritual and the physical realm, and also intuition and logic. She's ready to wield this sword at a moment's notice. Her right foot is forward, showing it's peeking out from underneath this robe, showing that she's getting ready to take action at a moment's notice. So if you're looking for justice, this is in the internal forces. So this is the internal forces are the what ifs in life. You can tell it's an internal force because the question you're asking is what if? What if this happens? What if that happens? What if they do that? And then I have to do this. The woulda, shoulda, couldas of life that come out, they can keep you up at night with your mind in a constant loop trying to find the answer to a never-ending question. And then this energy is talking about the Empress, and the Empress is talking about she's in the major arcana, and she has represents the energy of all four queens from the minor arcana. So she has learned a lot in her life. This is to earn the Empress status in tarot. It basically, you have had to go through a lot of life experience, stayed on your path, and managed to be successful doing it. And so she has this wheat growing at her feet because it represents her ability to generate energy and to be able to manifest at a high level. her crop is always a bumper crop, this wheat. But when she decides, okay, I'm going to grow some wheat, she will decide, okay, which field am I going to put it in? Then she'll check out and make sure that the soil, does it need amending? Does it need fertilizer? What does it need? And then she'll make sure she picks the stones and the rocks to make sure that the equipment to seed and harvest is not damaged, and wait for the perfect time to plant it, the most opportune time. And then she just lets nature do her thing. She's an organic farmer, so she doesn't spray. And so she just waves her magic wand and says, okay, now we want, wheat, do your thing, and nature, help it grow. I'll be back to collect my bumper crop, that type of energy. She's considered to be pregnant with possibility. And she can also sometimes represent an actual pregnancy. So if you're not wanting to get pregnant, just understand that you're very fertile at this time. Whoops. This is the Seven of Wands. And the Seven of Wands is talking about this person is, standing on higher ground. They have conviction beyond a doubt that they're going to fight for what they are. The Wands represent the element of fire, and this is about taking action with passion. And so he's protecting what's in his heart with this wand, and it looks like these people are trying to take action against him and maybe take from him what he wants, what he knows in his heart is his direction to go in. He's on higher ground, and if you notice, he's wearing a boot on one foot and a shoe on the other. And so this can, maybe he was just in a hurry and didn't have time. He had to rush out of the house. Or maybe this is actually representing the energy of he being straddled between two worlds. Like he just maybe came to the conclusion, I absolutely do want this. I have conviction beyond a doubt. I know what I know, and I will stand up for myself on higher ground and fight for what is mine. And there we go. There we go. And so this is how you're identifying with yourself right now. You identify as being in the Empress energy, powerful manifester, on your path, doing the best that you can do. This is your abundance. You're willing to fight for what if you have to fight for it, you'll fight for it. That's the energy you're in. This is the Four of the Pentacles. Pentacles in tarot represent health, wealth, and happiness. So this is talking about having a strong foundation for making money. But it's basically, there's three levels of making money here. This is safe money. You have the money to be able to make your payments for your car, your mortgage, etc. And, groceries and all of that. But you don't have a whole lot left over then. This is going after your heart's desires, and then your crown and glory. And your crown and glory is when you're on your destined path. And sometimes this card can represent selling yourself short in the past, maybe playing small for other people to keep them happy. I'm picking up that type of energy from this. And this can, he has his back on the city. So this might be where he grew up. And, it is really, really challenging to become a hero in your own hometown. Good luck with that. And this is talking sometimes maybe about other trying to keep him small, that type of energy. But he has his back on the city. This is saying if you want to get to the next level, sometimes you have to take calculated risks. And I do emphasize calculated, not, do your research for sure, especially when it comes to finances. But if you don't take some calculated risks, then you end up missing opportunities to get to the next level. And that might mean leaving your comfort zone. And that's what this is saying. We have here, the Eight of Cups is talking about walking away from someone or something that you really love. This is, there's 5 cups lined up, and then there's 2, a gap, and this 8th one. This person is walking away. Now, this could represent your energy walking away from someone or something that you've put a lot of love into, a lot of energy into. The cups in tarot represent love, and it quite often is romantic. But it also can be just love of anyone or anything, and also something you love to do or be. this person is walking away. That could represent your energy or someone else's. From if it's a romantic relationship, it's one that you've been in possibly for as much as like 8 years. And we have the full moon and the new moon in the background. This represents, your intuition is much higher. We actually do have a full moon tonight. And so this is in the sign of Scorpio. It's going to be an intense one. You may have been feeling it. Excuse me, all of a sudden I've got like stuffed up, and I was fine right before. I don't know where this is coming from. Someone might be feeling a lot of emotion. That's what I'm picking up. And I just was saying the moon is in Scorpio, and it's an intense moon. It's like really kind of almost like adding fuel to the fire kind of energy. People are already, there's a lot of astrological influences that are causing people to feel like a little off center. And the moon in Scorpio is like a really deep energy, and it can really be, it's about transformation. Scorpio likes to shift up and then put it back together, see if it can be better that way. And it's being opposed by the Taurus energy, because the sun is in Taurus, and Taurus is saying, don't you touch my shift. I like my shift, and I don't want anyone touching it. It's that type of energy. This is also could be representing this full moon, new moon in the background here. The eclipse season that we just had on February 17th and then on March 3rd. If you want to know more about the eclipse season, you can check that out on my new moon, full moon playlist. I did a reading for each of the signs for that, for each of those 2 eclipses. The energy, though, basically it's percolating on the back burner of your stove. Like potpourri is what I've been describing it as. You know it's there. You can smell it, but it's not in the forefront. But 6 months from now, when you look back, you go, whoa, so much change happened in my life. And you weren't aware of it at the time, that it was like the eclipse energy, because you were so busy in it that you forgot that had happened, or that you'd put that on the stove. So this is walking away, and you're done. Like, it's just like, I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. It's that feeling there. And this is in your emotional foundation. And this can sometimes represent the communication in your early life. So I feel like that's why I got the feeling that you might still be living where you were raised, or you might have just never felt like you fit into where you come from, if that makes sense to you. Or maybe you felt like the odd duck in your family. The little, I don't know that it's black sheep family energy so much, but more just like never fitting in kind of energy. Because everybody recognizes that or they should be recognizing that you are successful. And so it's, it's an energy just of feeling kind of like you're not where you belong, that type of energy. And then this is talking about, it's more of an internal force than an external one. So the Knight of Pentacles the Knights are about communication coming in. In the old days, that was the only long distance communication that they had. So the king and queen would, send the knight with a message, and then he'd wait for the answer and return it. It could take a long time. But then nowadays, this would represent an energy coming in. It's still information coming in, but it's not, these days we have so many forms of communication. It could be instant communication. So it doesn't have to be someone knocking on your door with a message. This could be a phone call, a text message, maybe get an email. There could be a letter or an invitation in the mail, something like that. You might be on social media and get message there. You might see an event posted there and go to the event. And then the next thing you know, you bump into someone and they have the perfect information for you that you're looking for. The Pentacle energy is about health, wealth, and happiness, as I said. And so there's some sort of communication coming in about Pentacles. You may have been waiting for this information to come in, because the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, and it's just like sometimes painfully slow. But when he gets there, it's generally a solid offer. He's done his research, and you can count on the information being accurate. And then we have the energy here of the Six of Swords. This is talking about kind of feeling in a mental trap, like that loop I was talking about. What if, what if, what if, what if? And quite often, this can represent from your subconscious mind, which is formed when you're young, hidden maybe memories or issues that came up in your childhood, maybe the reason why you didn't feel that you fit in, and not really being able to put your finger on it. And so sometimes this can represent needing to heal your inner child. So this card represents wanting to leave the rough water. Rough water in tarot represents like a volatile emotion and chaos, and move into the smooth water. And you want to ask God for assistance here through meditation and prayer. The conveyor of this boat has to dig very deep with this pole just to get you moving. He has to get into the bottom of the mud here and push forward. And there's no baggage here. So this quite often does represent the adult and child is about you and what happened maybe when you were young. And the subconscious mind is you need to integrate those two so that you have a better understanding. Maybe the pentacles, quite often they are about money, but it could be about lifestyle, your health. Could be something about, the reason maybe there's information that you're not aware of that will shed some light on your situation as a child, whatever it is that's holding you back here, so that you can move forward in a strong way. And then we're going to look at the external forces. So the external forces, see this card here, this is talking about pre-Empress energy. So this is saying like you've been through a lot here. Like I can feel that, like that it's you're looking for justice. You're going through a major transition. You've had to fight for what you have. You are an Empress. You know you are. You know that you should be manifesting at a high level, but you're here, and you're like, why am I here? Like why am I at a 4 of Pentacles when I should be like at a 10 of Pentacles, or at least like this, and a 9 of Pentacles? And why am I walking away from what I love or someone I love? Like, why isn't anything happening for me the way I feel like it should be, yet I'm in this energy? And I want justice. I want to know what's going on. And so this pre-Empress energy is talking about, almost getting to that point. And she has, there's 9 Pentacles here. And I feel like this is talking about a ratio of like, this is really learning the art of discernment at a very high level, the give and take of life. How much are you going to invest in yourself? How much are you going to invest in others? Who are you going to invest in? What are you going to invest in? What do you anticipate the return being? Is this a fair exchange of energy? And this card always reminds me of Nikola Tesla, who says, if you knew the beauty of the 3, 6, and then the 9, you would have the key to the universe. And this falcon represents that energy that she has. The falcon is saying she has the foresight to be able to understand this, that it's important to feed yourself. If you take a ride on an airplane, the masks come down, before you fly, they'll say if the masks come down and you need oxygen, even if you have young children with you, put your mask on first, because a mother's instinct would automatically be the baby needs oxygen and looking after them first. But the problem with that is that when the masks come down, if you faint putting the baby's mask on, how are you going to help the baby? And the baby's not going to be able to help you. And, the stewardesses might be busy with other people. So it's that type of energy. Sometimes you have to put your mask on first. And it also talks about the concept that you're the sum of your environment. So our subconscious mind, for instance, is formed when we're a baby. We're like sponges and we just soak in our environment. And so it's heavily imprinted on us, and it has a huge effect on us. So it's talking about making sure your environment supports your success, basically. And that, so this is talking, I feel, about that 369 energy. She has her hand on the Six of Pentacles here. These ones are the ones that she makes sure she keeps, so that she can pay her bills. There's a little extra money in case something happens and she needs emergency fund. Here, that maybe one of these pentacles, she invests in more risky investments, that if she, you know, she can make really good money, but if she loses it, it's not, it's not a disaster. Here, maybe I'm giving to charity, and maybe this one saving up for a vacation for the family, that type of energy. And so it's saying taking control of your external forces. So when they come at you, you're not saying what the EF, because you know, the external forces, you're not saying what if this happens. It's more like what the EF happened. And I feel that's what you're saying regarding, like, you just feel like you should be in a better position because you know that you're in this Empress energy. You know you've put the work in. You know you've had the life experience. You know that you should be in a more elevated, like, this is where you should be, is how you feel, having like the Ten of Cups energy here. The Ten of Cups is saying, you know, you have ultimate fulfillment in a perfectly imperfect world. So as perfect as it can be, it is for you. That's what you feel. You're in the energy that you've put into this, the experience that you've had, everything you've been through, and you've stayed on your path, that this is more the energy that you should be in. And this is actually talking about your partnerships, your commitments, and your like spousal energy. So this external force coming in could be very fulfilling. Maybe something, I don't, if you have left a relationship, it's saying that there's, you know, heal yourself from that energy and look after yourself and get yourself in a good, strong position so that you're fully in this Empress energy, and there will be another opportunity to have that. You know, you might even think, well, I'm too old for that now. You're never too old for it. You're never too old for love. And then here we have the Ace of Swords, the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help you God, that's coming through. This is a reward for God. When you know what the truth is, it's a huge reward, because then once you know the truth of your situation, then you know what you know, and you have conviction beyond a doubt, and you know what moves to make. This is in your position of transition. And this is interesting because this is also like in the same, this is basically Scorpio energy transition. And that's what the moon tonight is in. It's in Scorpio energy. So, you know, if you're looking for truth, I feel that combined with the fact that Uranus on April 25th, Uranus moved into the sign of Gemini. And there is a whole whack of truth coming out. And it's, you know, like we haven't had the Uranus in Gemini since 1941 to 1949. That's when World War II energy was happening. Look what all was happening then. And look at how the world is now. It's kind of interesting energy. And the thing is that we're going to be in, Uranus is going to be in the sign of Gemini now for till 2033, basically. And that is a lot of truth coming out. I think we're just barely scratching the surface with truth right now. There's going to be more and more truth. Every day you turn on the news and it's like, what? Now that's coming out. There's been a lot of energy around the United States. A lot happened there. Now in Canada again, here we're having like, oh, there's some interesting information coming up in the news, like 200. Is it 200 billion? I hope it's not billion. I don't even know for sure, but it's like supposed to be like it's in Nova Scotia, and it's supposed to be part of our military, and it's I can't remember. I have to look into it more, but I saw it, and it's a slab of concrete out in the middle of nowhere, and it's been it's actually land that was leased from the government, and now it's being released. It's a lot of money a day. I shouldn't even be talking about it. I don't know what it's about as of yet, but I can smell another one of those scandal type situations coming where everybody's going to be talking about it now. Another truth coming out. So it just seems like we can't even have like a half a day without some other major shift happening somewhere. And, you know, perhaps the world has always been that way, but we just didn't have access to information to hear about it, you know. Like, I don't know. It's just like, I just decided I'm not looking at, I did my 2 minutes of news today, and that's about all I'm good for. So the Page of Swords, but it is important because whatever's happening at the top is going to give you a lot of information about what's happening, you know, in our own lives, because whatever at the top of the pyramid, it's as above, so below. It has an effect on us. It's important to understand, you know, at least show some interest in that, so you might find the new coming trends or something, because like this energy came out right after the truth, and this is talking about sometimes this card can represent a breath of fresh air. Like this is the Page of Swords energy is talking about information coming out. But it has to do with like this sword energy. So he has already got a grasp logically on the question, but he's not looking at the element like in the other pages and the knights. They're really focused on their element. He's actually looking away from the element because he wants to think outside the box and find a creative solution to the problem, and be looking away from it. So it's like, you know, a breath of fresh air, or like it's that aha moment that you get. Like all of a sudden you've been thinking about something and thinking about something. It's on the tip of your tongue, and or you can see it in your head, but it just doesn't quite come to you. And then you're doing some random activity like washing dishes or something, and boom, it hits you. Aha! And you're grabbing for paper. I would need to write this down. I have the answer. Yay! And it's that type of energy. So you never know how you know, there's some sort of information coming in that's going to be very beneficial, and might push you forward into like something you want to do, or that type of energy. We have, because you've been feeling like you've been in a position of a closed mind. See, this is your higher learning, and then this is your career and reputation. So I keep getting this energy here of this being less about a love story, walking away in that way. I mean, it could be that, but I feel this is more about feeling like you had to walk away from something you really love to do for whatever reason, and turn your back on like you know, the people that you were with, and just you've had to move on basically. And we're talking about a lot of people, like you're just done. We're talking about you know, this could be representing like 8 years, doing something for 8 years, and just having to walk away from the people that you were doing with it, walking away from the family members that were involved, walking away, just done. I am done. And having a very closed mind about it now, just kind of like, I've got it, like, I don't even know which way to go with this, because this energy is talking, this is the external forces though. And they're trying to tell you, you have to do this or that, my way or the highway. And you're like, fuck off, basically, excuse my language. That's the energy I'm picking up. I'm not doing it your way. I'm doing it the way that I do what I do. This is what I love to do. I'm not going to do it this way because you have a closed mind. This is talking about really, it's draining the energy though. Her feet are turned out, and really, you know, like it's like being in this energy, like trying to, I feel like you maybe tried to change someone's mind about something, and no matter what you said, no matter what you did, they refused. It's my way or the highway, and that's it, and I'm not changing my mind, and they're just being like stubborn. And this is talking about, protecting the heart, because it's not worth being vulnerable around people that refuse to change their mind. And this is talking about like the right arm is holding the left arm back. And your right arm is your logic, your left arm is your intuition. Some people, they'll say, I have to see it to believe it. But they're not aware that the human eye can only see like a small fraction of the spectrum of light. So even when they think they're seeing the whole thing, they're not. And, there's a saying, because you have eyes, you cannot see. Well, it's because if you only use your eyes to see, and you don't use your intuition, it's hard to come to creative solutions. And there's not only one way or two ways of doing anything. There could be a lot of solutions that you tried to offer, and no one they didn't want to listen. And now it's put you in this position where it's made your life really challenging to be around them. And then we have this energy here of the, and Pisces energy is kind of like, it's the senior executive of the zodiac, and it's like you've mastered your emotions to a great extent, but it's a paternal energy, more like it's a masculine energy. And it's kind of like, what do you think? I haven't learned anything at all? I'm the senior executive of the horoscope. Like, would you just hear me out? Like, if you just would use your intuition a little bit. Some people say that it doesn't matter what happens, accidents are coincidences, everything's a coincidence. And, people who insist that synchronicity is a coincidence rarely get to manifest from that coincidence. They just can't do it because they don't open their mind to it. And then this is talking about you wanting to get what you wish for, you wanting this is what you want. And so this energy is saying, you're just going to move forward in your own way and just let this energy go. Like it's not worth it to be fighting with people that just don't want to open their mind up to anything new. And this is talking about your career and reputation. So you might have to find different people to work with. I don't feel like this is talking about a partner so much. It may be affecting, like if you are married or you have, someone in your life, it could be affecting them and your family, and you finally are saying, I have to walk away. We have to move. Like we're moving. And so this is about wanting to get everything you wish for. And this can be, you might work in the public eye somehow, or you might have a career where you're seen as a public figure, and that could be all the way from like, because we have this pentacle energy, you might be into real estate or something like that. You might be into like being a speaker on a stage, or, sometimes this could be an entertainer, that type of energy. Someone in the public eye, like maybe someone that works for the government, or, a position like a mayor of the city or something like that. And like you're getting blamed for things not changing, but you go to committee and nobody wants to do anything in an innovative way. It always has to be the same old way. And you're like, like it's really challenging. This is saying keep your focus. You notice look at both of these together, how similar the body language is. But the major difference is that this person has been successful, is successful. And so you're used to having success, and you're kind of, this energy is saying like that it's still like exhausting, but this is stay focused. These arms are almost in the sign of an infinity symbol, where these ones are protecting the heart. So it could be, that maybe you've had an offer also to go somewhere else and do what you're doing somewhere else, and maybe in a better environment for you. And that's what you're considering doing. Because sometimes this means walking away and moving to somewhere new where you can have what you want. The truth is coming out though, so let's see what that's about. Oh, look at this. This is the official marriage card. Right when I say it's not about love, it could be about love. But I just feel it's more than that. Like it's also about something you love to do. Maybe it's half and half, who knows? But this is saying that the beginning of fulfillment, of this fulfillment, that if you're going to have it, this is saying you have the mortgage payment, or the down payment, you still have to make your mortgage payments. So you keep your hand on this energy, and then you only invest, in this much outside of what you're trying to, or not what you're trying to, but what you are accomplishing here. And so this is talking about, needing to put the energy into the relationship, needing to put the energy into what you're doing here, into what you love, and having passion about it. Yeah, I feel like there's some sort of change on the brink, and I feel like it's kind of, like when I'm looking here, I don't see like there's illegalities so much or anything like that. It's more about like, it's like you've been there and done that, like, and you're tired of it, of arguing with people who have less experience than you and just have closed mind. It's like, like it's just so annoying and irritating. That's the energy I'm picking up. So be careful with this energy, because with the full moon in Scorpio, I've already noticed, like last night there was a lot of sirens going off all night long, and that's really common during full moons. I feel like this Scorpio one tonight, it's Friday night, it could be a wild night out there for the EMS, fire, firemen, policemen. They're going to have a full night, I feel like, with this energy. It's just people feeling a lot of deep emotion. Like a few nights ago, I thought, whoa, this person is really feeling like this energy, kind of, because there they were. It was 2:30 in the morning, and they all of a sudden, it's 2:30 in the morning, and they crank their stereo up. And they're playing this song, and they played it for over an hour, the same song over and over again. And I was just like, oh my God. I was just like, oh, everybody in the building woke up, of course. Like I'm not talking like kind of playing it low. I'm talking they cranked their stereo up at 2:30 in the morning and listened to the same song I timed them till 3:30 in the morning. And I was just like, oh my God, I still have that song in my head. And I was just like, I'm sure someone else there's going to be a lot of people complaining. I was like, whatever. Clearly this person needs to listen to this song. But like, who does that? Someone that's really feeling the moon. That's the kind of energy. So I'm going to clarify this for those that want clarification. If you're leaving the reading now, please give it a like and a comment, and it really helps me build the channel. Also, consider subscribing if you resonate. I feel like it's going to work out for you, and just like, take a deep breath. Don't play your stereo at 2:30 in the morning. Just what the heck. Okay, so this is my Oracle Tales from the Vector. It's courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. I started this back in 2007, and in 2020, I completed it, and all the paintings. And now I'm working on the information. I do have information, quite a bit of it, on my website. I've had these cards out and about in the past, but now I'm working on bringing it out, and I want to play with it a little bit. I finally have time to actually make my YouTube channel a priority. And so the numbers on the cards here represent the numbers of the paintings in my gallery on my website. You can check it out in the description box below. I will put the number of the cards, the paintings. This is how they are. The number on here is the number they are in my gallery. And I'll put them in the order they are here, so you know which paintings to look for. And we have the Chariot. So this is talking about, this transition is already happening on the spiritual realm. So this energy is coming through. The High Priestess, yes, use your intuition right now. Justice is coming. Sometimes justice can just be getting what you want, after putting the work in, and, feeling joyful because you have, like, it's kind of like more resonating with, it's almost like a feeling like, man, when is it that I'm going to fit in? And we'll look at this when we get to it. We have the Aquarius energy. So Aquarius, that energy is definitely, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. And it's a more experimental energy. It's again, the sword energy. It's experimental. It's about, it's like the Pisces energy is more like fixing an old problem, like let's fix it. Whereas the Aquarius energy is, instead of thinking about how to fix it, it's just like trying a little experiment, doing something in a slightly different way to see if you can shift it around and change the situation, and then observe the result. And it just a small experiment, not anything really major. But so you know if you're heading in the right direction. We have a lot of new energy out there, right? With there is 6 planets moved into Aries in the last while, and one of those is Neptune and Saturn, and these are big hitting planets. They make significant change. You can go to the new moon, full moon, and the previous readings if you want to know more about it, because there was a lot happening astrologically. Now it's calming down a little bit, but we still are feeling that, because like Neptune, for instance, is going to be in the sign of Aries for 14 years. So, and it moved out of your sign, which is why I'm bringing it up. It was in your sign for 14 years, and now it's moved into the sign of Aries. And so you might be feeling that difference. And Saturn, that was is also ruling over the Pisces energy, followed Neptune into the sign of Aries like about 10 days later, and should be there for the 2.5 or 3 years. So this is intense energy. And that's kind of what, you might be feeling that energy already. And then now, like with the moon and all of that. So just realize that, take a deep breath and don't do anything impulsive or rash. Make plans. Now is a great time for doing research. That's the best thing. This Aquarius energy is up that alley. This is a karmic space coming in, so you might be clearing some karma about intent. The people that are around you might have good intentions, but they're just slower thinkers than you, or they don't have the same experience. They don't see it the way you see it. You have, and you are the senior executive of the zodiac. So especially in the energy of Aries, where it's irritating to be like, to have Neptune there for you, because it was working for you, and it's always worked this way. You've been maybe in this career for the last 14 years and it's always worked, and now it's not. And so you're almost like, why the heck do I have to learn this over again? Well, Neptune's going to be in Aries for 14 more years here now. So, it's better to adjust to the energy rather than fight it. And, the road to hell is paved with good intentions. So, just because someone has good intentions doesn't mean that it's going to work out. But that might give you some comfort. I don't know if it will or not. So this is talking about surrendering to temptation. So this is, some people might say moving away and doing it your way and going, it is surrendering to your temptation. But I feel this is more about, this is like a psychic cleanse. So it's like, I feel like you've been tempted to move on for a while is what I'm getting. And I feel like in this case, it's less about like devil energy so much and more about tempted to do something that's better for you. Personally, maybe you have family members, so you might have a family and they don't want to move. Like it might be better for you to make a move for yourself personally, but it would be better, your family would be happier if you stayed where you're at and just kept doing what you're doing, even though but it's starting to make you feel kind of miserable. That's the energy I'm picking up. More like that. It's not like, I don't feel like there's illegality so much about this energy. It's more just tired of the, of the same old shift kind of energy. And then we have justice. Yeah, so we have justice here twice. And this is on, see this energy of wanting to walk away. And that's why I feel like, I don't feel like you want to walk away from your partner. I don't feel like there's been cheating and all of that energy. I feel like it's just more like you want to walk away from maybe what you're doing at work, or you want to walk away from doing it the way that others want you to do it. You want to do it in a different way. So you're maybe you are accepting this Aries energy, and everybody else is fighting it. But you are listening to your intuition. Pisces energy is very intuitive. So also we have destruction here. So this pentacle energy, this could even be something like that. Like maybe I brought up that energy of like that slab of cement. I have to look into it. I don't know. I don't want to even look. There's so many families right now dealing with so much because of the high interest rates and the inflation, and just a lot of hard energy in the economy in Canada right now. And when you hear about some sort of project that's ridiculous like that, you just it makes people like just like almost want to just give up hope. Like there's just no hope kind of energy. That's this destruction kind of energy. Just feeling like like when are we going to actually have some positive change here? And then we have the hangman energy, and this is talking about the being balanced in that, and recognizing this is just a time frame we're in, and this too shall pass. The hangman hangs from the tree of knowledge upside down to gain knowledge, and then look at things from a whole new perspective upside down, so that you can really see, okay, what's going on. And that energy can be when you get that balance back, then you make a move. Like you don't just feel really impulsive on the full night of the full moon and phone everybody up and say, I quit. Don't do that. Give it, wait until you're calm before you make a decision here about what you're going to do. I think you'll find maybe that there's a better way to maybe present it or something. We have the Lovers here, and so this is talking about some really good if you are looking for a lover and you don't have a partner, there is some new energy coming in that could be really this is the pre-empress energy, and it's also saying being someone that would be a real strong external force coming in towards you. That's really good to see. And then we have the star energy. You're a star, you're meant to shine, so shine you will. And this is talking about staying on your North Star path so that you are following God's plan, and don't worry so much. It's going to, we live in a perfectly imperfect world in many ways. And so you can find beautiful energy and delight in almost any moment on the earth if you're looking for it. And at the same time, you can be focused on what's going wrong. So just focus right now on the beneficial, and make sure that you have this balance before you make any strong decisions. The truth is coming in. The sun is here. So the sun is the happiest card in the deck. It's representing God's energy, and this is a gift from God. So the truth is coming in, and the truth sets you free. So it's on its way. It's the chariot's already moving forward. And look at this. Now we have the Hierophant coming in. It'll be a breath of fresh air. Maybe there'll be some information, some more truth coming out. And maybe, things will shift, and, they'll find it in the budget to do what you want to do, or something like that. Just getting it something like that. We also have the Hermit. So this is again talking about going up to the top of the mountain, isolating, getting, that your lantern full of the North Star light. So back on your path, being safe in doing so. And if people have a closed mind and you're trying to change their mind, instead of maybe changing their mind, just get back into this energy here, where the blessings just start coming in, and then they have to admit, wow, that person is, and this is worldly and otherworldly desires. This is saying follow your authentic heart, because if you do, you'll come, like this is the best time in the world right now to be authentic. People are concerned about their jobs being taken because of AI, but AI can't be authentic like a human being with the soul can be. Be yourself. That's like the best. All of these astrological forces that are coming our way right now are saying, be authentic, be yourself, be on your divine path. Don't be afraid to, stick out like a sore thumb. You're a star. You're meant to stick out. This is your time to do so. You don't have to apologize to people for being who you are, as long, as long as you're in upright, type of energy. Yeah, and this is God's judgment coming in. The sun is shining on this. This is the happiest card in the deck. And this is God's judgment that you should have this happiness, whether you're like being happy in your marriage and in your job kind of energy, having that balance in between the two. You deserve it. I feel you've put the work in. You have good intentions. You want the world to be a better place. You want your family to be happy. It's that type of energy. So yeah, this is a good reading, Pisces. I can feel your frustration right now, but recognize that a lot of this, a lot of people are feeling this energy in the world right now. And with the full moon, it just gets like, today's the 1st of May, and maybe wait until the 4th of May, and you might find, the truth might come through. I would focus on just maybe moving forward in a way like enjoying your family, taking the weekend, to be like a little bit more carefree, and remember, about the fun things in life, and get your mind off of it a little bit, and then come back to work on after the weekend, and you may find, you feel like totally different. I do hope you've enjoyed this. Give it a like and comment if you have. Consider subscribing to the channel if you resonate, and I will be back with another astrological insight for you soon, Pisces. Bye for now. Sorry, little kitty. Oh, you were having such a good little sleep, eh? Whoop.